You're listening to a Soul One podcast.
And we're back. Our longest break in show history is over. We are back. The one listener we have is really happy.
Tyler
Vance finally has something to listen to.
Something to talk about with his family.
Yeah, exactly. Something to more talk at them, because I feel like even his family would just not care what you and I have to say.
Yeah, that's true.
So I honestly, I don't know what it is about Tyler Vance, but I imagine he's just sort of this lonely person who, even though he has a wife and a child, tries to engage with them with Star Trek and his terrible movies, and they're just like, you're ridiculous. We don't care about what you're talking about.
I think it's because, and Tyler, we love you. Even if you are our punching bag, we love you, we adore you. You can come on the show whenever you want to defend your honor. But so many of his stories were from COVID times. So I just picture him alone on the subway, going to a dark lab.
Yeah, I it's interesting. I imagine he was someone who thrived during the pandemic.
Yeah,
because
probably.
you had this time to watch all these movies, and probably again, if he's him and his wife sitting down look for something to do, that now's the opportunity to introduce someone to all the movies you love and those kinds of things when you have that kind of time. So I feel like he loved that kind of stuff, and he got such hope from listening to our podcast and all our movie reviews. So we're back, Tyler. You're welcome.
Yeah, our one listener.
What did we miss, Taylor? Is anything? Did we miss anything? Anything happening?
Well, I got a new laptop mic, and
Okay.
it was a bit of a gamble because I didn't know if you were going to invite me back to the show. So I thought,
yeah, it was kind of 50-50, but I decided, you know what, sure.
This is an investment, considering that the only thing I do on my laptop now is podcasts. So I thought, oh, I really hope Mike brings the show back.
Yeah, so you bought a new laptop for the podcast. That was the idea.
Yeah. And so I go today to plug in my mic, and this is completely on me because I should have definitely plugged in my mic prior to 10 minutes before us recording. Sure. But I go to plug it in. It's a new well, I don't want to out myself with what kind of laptop I have, but anyways.
It's a new laptop.
Yeah, new bleep laptop. I don't want to seem bougier than I actually am. And well, Mike, this, there's probably, in terms of models, there's probably almost a decade between my old laptop and my new laptop. Well, okay. I go to plug in my USB mic. There's no USB hole port in my laptop. So I was like, well, guess I'll pull out the old clunker, fire that up, hope it turns on.
It's so fitting that that's exactly what would happen. That would happen to me. Yeah. Without a doubt. It's just so fitting that you would be at 10 minutes before the show to plug everything in for the first time and realize, oh no, I don't have the right plug.
Yeah, I was
it's just so fitting.
I'm looking at my new laptop. I'm like, I guess there's a built-in speaker on this laptop. I can probably do really crummy audio. And then I'm like, oh, maybe I can get my old headphones with the built-in mic. Nope, those don't have a jack anymore. Because everything, they're Apple headphones, so they don't have the proper jack for that. Anyways, yes. But all that to say, par for the course, being on our little hiatus and then coming back completely unprepared. I think that that's fitting.
That's so fitting. And it's interesting because we're going to talk about a lot of movies rapid fire style today, because we just want to get a couple reviews out there of movies that we saw while we were away and kind of the wrap up the summer movie season. But I also got to go to New York City to watch some theater shows on Broadway. So that was also a really interesting experience and a bit of a movie connection, because I saw Hamilton, which of course has a Disney Plus sort of stage version that they had recorded and put on Disney Plus. That was recently released into theaters as well,
Yeah, like
so
a
people could go
10-year
enjoy it. Yeah,
anniversary, I think.
yeah, because it's the 10th year. Yeah, that and then yeah, the program, the playbill was a special kind of like 10-year anniversary playbill, which was really cool. So
I
I was
know
able to see Hamilton.
this isn't a theater show, but just very quickly, I feel like there was more of a movie connection because weren't any of the shows you've seen adaptations of movies?
Actually,
Or
almost all of them were.
yeah,
So,
there you
yeah,
go.
I saw The Outsiders, which is an
Okay,
adaptation of a 1983 film that
based on the
had,
book.
yeah, Matt Dillon, Rob Lowe, Tom
Tom Cruise,
Cruise, lots of people in it.
Patrick
So
Swayze.
everybody. I think Emilio Estevez was
Yeah,
also in that. So The Outsiders, I saw that, which is a very recent Tony Award winner for Best Musical. So very recently turned into a musical. So I saw that, and then I also saw Death Becomes Her, based on the
yeah.
1992 comedy. So also based, of course, on a movie. And then I saw Little Shop of Horrors. Of course, has a film adaptation. Now the stage show did come first, but it
Okay,
does have a film adaptation, so technically not based on a movie, but a good film connection. And then I saw Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, again based on books, but also has a movie connection. So yeah, everything I saw had a movie connection, but two of the four shows I saw were based on movies, which was kind
just
of interesting.
culture eating itself. The lion,
Yeah,
the snake
absolutely. Like,
tail.
why not, right? Like, why not just milk everything you got for everything you have?
Not
Like,
to
that's
out
just
you,
it.
Mike, but I saw on Facebook you reviewed them. They were mostly 6s and 7s.
They were not great. It was it was not. I loved Hamilton. I really loved Hamilton. Um,
And
the
everything else
Outsider,
was kind of
yeah,
wah wah.
yeah, like the Outsiders and Harry Potter had similar strengths where their production quality and value were incredible. Like there's just
Sure.
so many little things they did where it's like, how did they do that? Like that you're wondering or you're in marvel of it. The Outsiders music wasn't great. It was very country, and I'm not a big country music fan,
Fair.
so it wasn't that great. Death Becomes Her was one of the worst things I've seen. It was
Ooh.
atrociously bad and had all these like big Broadway stars in it, and it was absolutely terrible. And a Destiny's Child was in it. Michelle Williams, the
Interesting.
third Destiny's Child. Um, and then Little Shop of Horrors was also awful, which I was very very disappointed because it's one of my favorite musicals. I really do love that musical,
So it
and it
just
was
wasn't a
terrible.
good production?
Was not a good production. It was just a terrible production of it. And yeah, I mean, really, like I thought I would leave New York City being like I was just blown away 5 times. Like the incredible best theater,
Yeah,
just amazing.
revitalized,
Yeah,
ready
everything. I'm
to hit the
exactly
Ottawa theater scene.
100%. Except I did not have that feeling. Like I really only had that feeling once, and then I was like,
Eh.
you kind of take that or leave it. So that was a
Well, you
little
know what?
disappointing.
Now that you know the schlop that they're selling in New York, you're going to make great theater in Ottawa. Like,
Uh,
if that's what people are getting in New York.
yeah. I mean, I would love for that to be the case. I mean, Taylor, on a day where I've just had enough and we happen to be recording, I will not stop myself like I am now from continuing this topic. That will happen. I have lots to say and to rant about this particular topic, but I'm well rested enough
We'll need a
to not.
Patreon for that. You got to put that
Yes,
behind the
exactly.
paywall, Mike.
Put that behind the paywall. Yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, I mean that was kind of how I spent my time. You bought a laptop. I went to
Yep.
New York, and I don't know about you, but I did also see some movies, which was nice. And I have been looking forward to talking about one of them. And then there's a bunch of others that I plan on very briefly mentioning that I saw and giving a review to.
I feel like my movies, when did I make this list? Okay, I made a list on September 16th. Oh, no, that's today. I made this list a couple weeks ago, and honestly, Mike, like, I'm like, what movies did I watch to go on and see. I'm like, is there a way to search Amazon to see the movies that you recently watched? It was a little bit of a um it was a fine summer when it comes to movies for me. Like, just not super memorable
Yeah.
movies, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there were a couple movies that kind of I didn't know what to expect going in, and then others that I'm like, this is kind of what I thought. So yeah, I feel like I have about four movies to just briefly mention, maybe three to briefly mention, and then one that I really want to kind of dive into and talk about because I
Cool.
felt there was actually some
Was it
interesting things
Weapons?
about it. It was Weapons, yeah.
Nicole
Which to
said I should
me,
watch it.
yeah, that to me that's the hit of the summer. What was Weapons? Bit of an unexpected hit. Everyone else apparently had seen at least a trailer for it.
I
I knew
haven't.
I don't don't go into this movie knowing absolutely
There's
nothing.
kids. That's all I know. There's something's happening with the kids.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Don't
So, okay,
go in with anything else.
we'll get into your review, Mike. Like, I think we should go down our list and save
Sure.
your Weapons review for the end. But I do
Sure.
have one question for you before we get into it. So Nicole was like, "You have to see Weapons." This was a couple weeks ago now. She's like, "Best movie of the summer," whatever. Maybe I'm amping it more than it actually is, but she definitely said I should see it. My problem is, this is the same director of Barbarian, correct?
That's right. That's right. Yes.
I read the plot synopsis of Barbarian, and I'm like, I don't want to see that movie. Like that, like I don't like
You have still never seen Barbarian?
No, I've still never
Okay.
seen it because of the mother character.
Okay.
And I don't like gross out horror. Like I don't like
Okay,
like,
so
the scene where the
Sure.
mother is like trying to feed Justin Long.
okay.
Like I read about that and I'm like, I
Okay.
have no interest.
To be fair, in Barbarian, that's a very, very tiny aspect of the movie.
Okay.
That is, yes, I think I would say Barbarian has a little bit more of that,
It sounds gross.
but Weapons does not have that. in
Like
it.
a gross out factor.
No,
Got
it's it has like I would say like it touches upon every kind of type of horror genre a little bit, including a little bit of like
Body horror.
grossness. Yeah, like a tiny bit of body horror. I would still not describe it as that though. So I think that it's different enough though from Barbarian that yes, if you like Barbarian, I think you'll like Weapons, but I do think it's a different kind of movie. I really do.
Fair enough. Okay, we'll get into your full review.
Yes, we want to rapid fire some bad ones here.
Do you want to go first and then me, and then you can end
Sure.
on Weapons?
Yeah, let's do that. So the first movie, and as we said, we're going to kind of go quickly through and just give quick reviews as we recap our summer. The first movie I want to talk about is Superman, directed by James Gunn.
Mike, you've already reviewed this.
No, I didn't.
You definitely reviewed it our last episode before we went on hiatus.
I talked about Superman on this show?
Yeah,
No.
You said it was okay.
Wow, I'm not used to doing this. I'm so confused.
Someone write in and let us know once the website's fixed. But give it rapid fire recap.
I reviewed this. Yeah, it was okay. I can't believe I've already. Well, no, I don't want to review a movie I've already reviewed. If I've already reviewed it, it was okay. It was an okay movie.
Unless I dreamt your review, we definitely have talked.
Okay,
about
then let me move on to the other superhero movie that I don't think I had seen by the time Fantastic Four.
No,
Did I
you
review
have
that?
not talked about Fantastic Four.
Okay, then I'm going to talk about Fantastic Four. So Fantastic Four from the Marvel universe, kind of a third attempt at doing a Fantastic Four movie. So this is the one Pedro Pascal's in it, among
names.
other people. Yeah, quite a few actually.
The
big
kid
names in
from
Vanessa
Stranger
Kirby.
Things.
Yes, Eddie himself, Joseph Quinn. I want to say is his
from
name.
Quiet Place 2, 3.
Yes, the third Quiet Place movie. So yeah, this was a really solid attempt at a movie. I think for me, what this movie did better than the other Fantastic Four movies was it felt like these four people were a cohesive unit. They were a family. They were clearly
Like a good
experienced working together.
ensemble.
Very good ensemble, well acted across the board. I just felt this movie was too surface for me, which sometimes happens with MCU movies where it was a bit too short. It didn't really go into anything into depth or detail that I wanted. There were too many holes that I found myself leaving the theater going, yeah, but how did this work? Or how did they explain this? Like too many convenient pieces of technology or things that they could do where you could have spent a longer time building up some of that tension. And I think for me, the Fantastic Four got really interesting for about 5 minutes. And I thought, oh, if they're going to go down this route, this is fascinating. And they just didn't do it. And I thought Fantastic Four, though, was an interesting movie at times. And I do think somewhat better than the attempts at the Fantastic Four movies before. I have to give it an airplane it because I just felt like it was so surface that I'm like, I could barely remember this movie, Taylor.
Is it like I don't know, setting it up for sequelitis? Like,
It didn't really do that actually. It had a post-credit scene that certainly did, but I
right.
will give the movie credit. It was a standalone story. I just think they
Okay.
told the wrong story.
Got it.
There was a moment where this movie could have been about something really, really interesting and a concept or an issue or a discussion that could have been had, and they just didn't do it.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, for me, unfortunately, it's an airplane. I kind of felt similar to Superman. I actually think Superman was slightly more interesting than this movie, for being jam packed and weird. Yeah, I unfortunately just have to give it an airplane. And I just thought it was okay, somewhat entertaining, but didn't go as far as I think it could have.
Fair enough. Are you there, Mike?
Yeah. Did you lose
Okay.
me?
Well, it was just I said fair enough, and then there was dead air. So
Oh, sorry. I thought you
continue
were
on
going to
your
move on.
list.
No, oh, I thought you were going to go to your next. You were going to go back and forth, or do you want me
No,
to
I
just go
think
through
we're
mine
gonna do a
first?
full like run down the list,
Full
then I'll
list.
run down mine.
Great. My next movie was Jurassic World Rebirth.
These are
Um,
movies, Mike, that I am like, these came out.
yeah, yeah. Taylor, there was another Jurassic World movie.
Is this with Scarlett Johansson?
This is with Scarlett Johansson. Yeah,
Yeah,
talk
and the
about
guy
a
with the little
movie.
glasses. Sorry, go ahead.
The guy with the little glasses.
That's what I saw on Instagram. He's got these tiny little glasses. He's from
Oh.
Bridgerton. Everyone's been talking about him, but anyways.
Oh, he's from Bridgerton. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I didn't recognize him actually, so I didn't really know who he was. Some dude. But yeah, talk about a movie that really was just trying so hard to be Jurassic Park. Like it was just trying so hard to grab that like original feeling. Um, what's weird about this movie is it starts off as one movie, and I'm not kidding. Halfway through, it switches to another kind of movie,
Hmm.
like almost a hard cut. And this isn't really a spoiler, so I will just say that what happens is it starts off as a movie where it's like, oh, these people are going to be stuck on this island, and oh, these people are a family, and it's about them getting stuck on this island by accident and having to get out of there, versus the kind of, I guess, Jurassic Park 2 style where it's like we're going to this island for a reason. And it's two completely different movies at two different times. Sometimes it's this family that is stuck going on this adventure trying to kind of get away from dinosaurs. And then it's this group of explorers led by Scarlett Johansson, Marshall Ali, tiny glasses guy. And they're just like here to do scientific research and all these things. This movie is saying, okay, Jurassic World has happened, all these dinosaurs everywhere, yet everyone is so surprised about dinosaurs. Like the whole, they're like, what is that? Like, yeah, what do you think it is? What do you think it is? Like, it was so wild
to the
see.
island to research them.
Yeah, like, how are you shocked or confused? Like, there's so many lines where it's like, what is that? What do you mean, what is it? Like, it's clearly a dinosaur. Like, what do you think we're doing here? Yeah, Jurassic World Rebirth, to me, it's everything that you, for sure, Taylor, hate.
Oh yeah.
about these kinds of movies where we're just trying to get as much as we can out of the
Milk
same
that last
IP.
dollar out of a dying franchise.
And yeah, at times as a popcorn movie, I will admit to being like, "Oh, this was an entertaining or well shot moment, or this tension was
It
good."
was
Like
fun.
these the people who are making these films, the actors, the directors, the people behind the camera, they're professionals. They know what they're doing. But it's just not good enough for me where I'm just like I want more. And to me Jurassic World Rebirth is the exact example of what I mean by a skip it. There's just nothing here. You might as well have not seen it, or if you really like this kind of thing, just go watch the original Jurassic Park
Like,
that did it so much better.
as you're talking about, I'm thinking like, how much money does Scarlett Johansson need that she's doing this like third-rate Jurassic Park movie? But then I'm like, oh, is it like a case of, oh, what's her name? Nicole Kidman making like churning out like 7 movies in 1 year because like it's her public service to give like other people jobs. I'm like, oh, is this Scarlett Johansson's community volunteer work by making these schlop movies? Like, who reads the script and is like, yep, that's what I'm dying to do.
Yeah, I don't know why she would do this because she certainly doesn't need
She's a big
to.
name. I understand,
I
like, tiny glasses guy and like,
Sure, he's trying to break out from TV.
yeah, like,
Makes sense.
okay. But Scarlett Johansson, like, you don't need more money. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
I don't know why she has to be in this or why she feels she has to do this kind of movie. Again, they would have paid her a lot, but I don't know at this point why that necessarily matters. I guess again, it goes back to make the money you can.
Sure, bank it. You can't work forever.
Well, okay, I have another movie, but I think I'm actually gonna save this one for next week because do want to talk about this a little bit more, and I'm waiting. I'm going to wait on that one too, actually. Okay, well, yeah. So because I've reviewed Superman, Fantastic Four, Jurassic World Rebirth, Weapons were the 3 movies I was going to talk about. So Taylor, why don't you run down your list and then I'll go through my Weapons review.
Okay, so I started with Friendship, which was one of my
Yeah.
most anticipated movies of the year. It's got Paul Rudd and the guy from I Think You Should Leave Now. I don't think he wrote it, but he did act in it.
Mm,
Obviously, he's him and Paul Rudd are the leads, and his wife. I'm blanking now, but the is like a recognizable actress as well. This
okay.
this is one of those movies. Like, how do you talk about this movie? It's a black comedy, like very very dark, like light
Mm,
on comedy, heavy on like awkward situations. It's like watching I think it's like watching a I Think You Should Leave Now skit, but like imagine like an hour and a half, but like the most awkward of like all of the seasons. Like,
really?
turn up the amp,
Yeah.
very like, you're like very cringe, pretty absurd in some parts. And so like on paper, you think that like this would be a Taylor movie. That's why like I'm super excited about it. It's been advertised as like the best, the funniest comedy of the year. For me, like, this movie was so weird that like it was even too weird for me. Like, I'm just like,
Really?
it's too cringe. Like, there was probably like 2 3 to 5 minute jokes, like the joke like was like a joke scene, like
Hmm.
the scene itself is funny for like 3 to 5 minutes. There were a couple of those that to me do bump up the movie. Like, when the movie was funny, it was very funny. But
Right.
then in between, the action is so cringe and so awkward. Like, I don't know, I'm not I like absurdist comedy, definitely. Like, I like the absurd. I like things that are weird, but I wouldn't say that I like watching things that cause secondhand embarrassment for like the sake of watching that, if
Mm.
that makes sense.
Yeah. So,
Um
like, when you say like awkward, that's kind of what you're talking about. Like, you felt a certain level of embarrassment
Yeah, like,
from
so
this
like
movie.
the basic premise is that I think his name's Tom Robinson or Tim Robinson. What's the
Tim
name of
Robinson.
Tim
Yeah,
Robinson?
Tim. Yeah.
So he's like, and he's just like an awkward office worker, right? Like, not well liked, has a pretty wife and a son, but like it doesn't get out of his box, like, whatever, shy, kind of awkward. And then a new neighbor moves into town, and or on his street, I should say, played by Paul Rudd. And he's I would say like a semi, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh. Semi celebrity. He's a
Mhm.
local news weatherman,
Right.
and
Okay.
he's like really cool. And so he becomes friends with Tim Robinson, but like Tim Robinson is like so awkward. You know what I mean? Like you're watching like a cool guy befriend like a super awkward guy, and then like the ripple effects of that friendship and like what happens essentially. But like
So
it's gonna go south because Tim Robinson's
yeah,
character is so awkward, right?
yeah. Like, does this like go into like a drama or a thriller, or does it like
No,
maintain that kind of dark comedy? Like
it's just a
that's what it is.
dark
Okay.
comedy.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
like in the sense that like criminal stuff does happen in the movie, but it's not
Sure.
played as like I don't want to spoil too much, but essentially it's pretty obvious that Tim Robinson has like stalker vibes from the get-go, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not like the stalker vibes are like played for suspense. It's like played for the dark comedy.
Okay.
But like to me it just makes the scenes like unbearable to watch cuz it's so cringe.
Yeah,
And
that's
like the
fair.
funny parts were hilarious, but like not enough for me to be able to sit through all of the cringe parts.
I think yeah, that's totally fair. The way you're describing that sounds super awkward.
Yeah, it's just like you're like, ugh, like you're so weird. Stop being
Yeah.
weird. So that being said, because like the funny parts were so funny, and it's not a very long movie if memory serves, it could be an airplane it. Like, you got 2 hours to kill on an airplane and you're looking for something weird. This
Yeah.
would do it. But like, I don't know, just put on a season of I Think You Should Leave Now, because this was it was weird even for my liking.
Yeah, sounds it.
Okay, and then I know this isn't technically a movie, but I watched the second season of Shiny Happy People. The first season, this is an Amazon Prime docuseries. The first season was specifically about the Decker family and the religious sect that they're a part of. And then the second season is called Teenage Holy War, and it's specifically about an evangelical youth movement that was popular in the 80s and 90s, and how it kind of devolved into like a militaristic uh program, I guess you could say, for the lack of a better term. So I longtime listeners of the show will know that I really enjoy watching sociocultural documentaries, and I really like deep dives into like a particular era in history or some sort of cultural element. And I obviously like when things investigate Christianity. So this is a segment of Christianity that I'm like familiar with, like in the cultural sense, but I haven't lived it. So it's primarily non-denominational evangelical Christians that they're looking into. And I guess you could describe the docuseries almost like as an expose,
Hmm.
looking at like the dark underbelly of this youth movement. I found it quite interesting. I have the same critique, Mike, with a lot of docuseries I watch, that because they're working over, I think this was three episodes, and I think each episode was about 15 minutes. I find that normally by the end of the second episode, they're kind of losing me. I find that you can tell a good documentary story in 2 hours tops. And if you need to kind of meander into a third episode, you're probably meandering for a reason. And like, the content is getting a little watered down. So
Hmm.
I kind of felt that about this one. I also find that documentaries about Christianity, and this is my own bias, is sometimes they're not nuanced enough for me. Like it's often, and I actually found this even with the recent documentary I watched with about American Apparel. I want to be able to listen to an expert on that. Like I want to listen to like a sociologist or like someone who researches religious movements or someone who's currently in that church. Like, I find that the documentaries are a little bit biased. Like, these are all the things that are wrong with this movement, and in a way an uncritical viewer would be like, well, then all evangelical Christians are bad. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
for
right.
to for to and then I'm like, okay, pause, Taylor, this is an Amazon original docuseries, not a unbiased, unsensational documentary, right? Like, you
Mhm.
kind of like there's layers to what I'm watching. So anyways, all that to say, for me, Shiny Happy People season 2 was a stream it. I did find it interesting, but like I said, it does kind of meander by the third episode, and I would like it to be a little bit more nuanced. But it's more an entertainment documentary than an educational documentary.
Yeah.
I watched Happy Gilmore 2, Mike.
Oh, Happy Gilmore 2. That's one I haven't gotten around to
Yeah.
yet. Yet.
Um,
I wanted to, but I haven't gotten around to it.
Advertised at Subway during the summer. This was one of the movies that when I was making this list, Mike, I could not remember. So that kind of speaks to the quality of this movie. I found that it did a lot of fan service to
Mm.
me, to a detrimental level. Like, it literally
Oh, so
would.
too much. It was too
Yes,
much.
yeah, and it would like
Okay.
flash back. It would like include clips from the first movie. Like, it almost got to the point where I'm like, am I watching a clip show? Like, this should be a movie. It was fine, and it was an enjoyable experience. It definitely like plays into the nostalgia factor. It's pretty forgettable. So to me, this is a light stream it, airplane it.
Mm.
I
Really?
think.
Okay. I am a little surprised just because, again, I don't read a lot of reviews, but I had just heard people talking about this movie in a more positive way. So I'm just surprised that you're saying that it's really a
but
light stream it.
but you know what, Mike? I think it's because people like fan service.
Yeah.
People like being able to revisit the characters that they know and love, and they don't want to be challenged, and they want to just be able to let something wash over them and enjoy it. And
Yeah,
if
that's
that's
fair.
what you're looking for, this movie will do that for you. But to me, the plot's pretty forgettable. I would
Yeah,
maybe
and
I'm
that's not going to work for someone like you or me or
no.
looking for a little bit
I'm just
more
gonna
than that.
watch
Yeah.
the first Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
And I might get flack for this. I like Adam Sandler. Like, I think
Yes.
he's
Yeah.
funny and I enjoy his movies. And I think he has a lot of whimsy. And I don't think he phones in his performances. And I don't think he phoned in this movie. I just felt like it was a little bit too clip showy and, just lean into the new plot. You know what I mean?
So,
Don't do
yeah.
so many callbacks.
So I know you don't, and I don't want you to go into too many spoilers because I do want to still see this. My plan is to watch it. I have one question. So one thing I don't like about these movies that kind of go back is immediately you find a character and it's like, and they're immediately back to the person they were. Like, is there any kind of transition period in a skill like golf where he has to work at getting back to it? Like,
Yeah,
that's
he
my
has to
question.
work at getting good at golf again.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I hate when that happens, where it's just like, oh, and they're just, of course, the same as they were. It's like, is there
Essentially,
a build back?
the premise, and this isn't a spoiler because I think it happens in like the first 10 minutes of the movie. He loses everything, becomes an
Mm,
alcoholic, and then he only goes back to golf so that he can make enough money to send one of his children to
okay,
school.
gotcha.
So like there's a montage of him failing, and so
Okay, fair
yeah.
enough.
I saw Eeny Meeny. I think this was on Amazon. It might have been on Disney Plus. Completely forgettable. Did not enjoy the plot. It felt like Baby Driver, but like a gender swapped Baby Driver.
Right.
Didn't like, yeah, not a great movie. Didn't like the ending. Yeah, so that was a skip it for me. I don't even know how to. She's a getaway driver. She became a teen getaway driver, and now she's trying to like clean up her life and gets sucked in for one last job. So
Okay.
is that not the plot of Baby Driver?
That is basically Baby Driver, yeah.
Yeah. So, So it's kind of predictable. And again, like the ending, I just not for me. Not for me. So that's a skip it. And then my last one I'm going to talk about, Mike, is, before you can get to your review, is The Thursday Murder Club with I think it's Helen Mirren and one of the James Bond and Ben Kingsley,
Oh,
and it's a Netflix original. I think it's a book adaptation, and essentially the premise of this movie is that it's not a retirement home, but like a retirement community. So like these people, these older people are living independently. Like there are a couple there who are like hospice, but more or less like, say you move into an apartment, it's an apartment for like elderly people, and they have a club that solves cold case murders. And so it's these, these older actors trying to solve a murder in their retirement community.
wow.
uh, so Helen Mirren, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
yeah.
that's the actress. She does a great job. She did not phone it in. She's acting like how, even though it's kind of like a fluffy movie, she's doing, she's acting as if this is a straight drama. Then the guy, so he's in Mamma Mia and he's James Bond. What's his name? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Mamma Mia. Oh, yes.
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan. Yes, yeah.
Pierce Brosnan. Well, and the way we recorded this episode's, Mike, I'm going to allude to an episode that's going to come out after this episode. But the discussion we had about a certain actor, where I'm like, I feel like I can't get out of my head that they're that actor while I'm watching this movie. That's how I felt about Pierce Brosnan in this movie, where I'm like, that's just Pierce Brosnan. Like, he's not acting, or if he is acting, like he didn't disappear into the character. And so I'm like, okay, maybe that's just him, right? The movie itself was cute. I would say this isn't really a Taylor type of movie, but this movie would be great for if you're looking for a cozy, breezy, not too complicated movie to watch. Maybe you're a little bit older, maybe you want to watch it with your parents or your grandparents. This would be a very good movie for that. You know what I mean? There is a mystery. The mystery isn't too complicated. It resolves pretty nicely in the end, and it has a cast that you're going to recognize and enjoy. Do I think that this movie is Oscar worthy? Do I think this was exceptionally shot or written? No, but the movie's fine. It's a fine afternoon cozy movie, especially for the fall if you're looking for a light mystery. This type of movie reminded me of um a less good version of like a BBC Midsummer's Night Murder, or did your parents ever watch those on TVO growing up? They
Not that
were
I
like,
know of.
okay, my dad was really into them. They were normally like just over an hour. Each episode was a murder mystery. It normally took place in a quaint British village, and it would have like a neat resolution in the end. This movie really reminded me of that format, just not as compelling. I'll put it that way. So if you like those kind of miniseries or series, you'll probably enjoy this movie. But just again, know what you're getting yourself into. It's not like the most masterfully made movie in the world. So for me, this is a stream it.
So yeah, to end things off, I wanted to talk about Weapons, and I can say right now, I think Weapons will be my favorite movie of the year. I think it was a big surprise of the summer for me. This is a movie that I really felt like going in and knowing nothing was so helpful and useful, because I kind of just went along for the ride just to kind of see where things go. It is a horror movie, but I would describe it a little more as a mystery thriller. There were definitely some scarier moments, but I would say the movie has more of an unsettling feeling throughout it, which is what I think captivated me the most. That's what made me the most interested, is it wasn't relying as heavily on jump scares, which I don't have a problem with when done well. There's just a lot of movies that do it poorly. This particular movie, I think does atmospheric horror really well. It's told in such a unique and interesting way that it really served the movie. It served the tension of the movie. It served the mystery of the movie. There was so much time where I felt like I was still trying to figure out what was going on in like a good way, that by the time the movie started to reveal things, you're just really hooked in and fascinated. And I just wanted to see what was coming next, which I thought was really unique and interesting about this movie. I really think, Taylor, you would like this movie. I think you should stay away from information about it, though.
Okay.
I think it's really helpful.
Go in fresh.
Go in fresh. You don't know anything about what's going on, and let the movie kind of take you from there. I will say that, there's certain elements of the movie that you probably have to be just on board for in order to kind of like make it work for you in your brain, where you're just like, okay, like I just can accept this or be okay with this. And I think this movie, what it does really well is it with confidence says, I'm going to do this, and this is the kind of movie we are, and this is what we're doing. And I think that the movie was just made by somebody who cared a lot about the story they were telling, the way in which they wanted to tell it. The characters were interesting. The performances were really well done. Lots of connections to movies I saw, because the lead actor there, she played the Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four and then was in this movie. So lots of kind of interesting connections. There's a lot of pretty good actors sprinkled throughout this movie. One of the kids from Euphoria is in it, and he was fantastic in the role. So yeah, I honestly, I think Weapons, to me, it's right up there with Sinners as one of the surprise movies of the year for me, and one of my favorites. So yeah, I'm giving Weapons a see it. I highly recommend people going out there and watch this movie, especially this time of year. This is the perfect time of year for this kind of movie. I love this sort of horror, but like horror thriller mystery kind of movie. Yeah, it's not the scariest movie in the world, but it's so fascinating and interesting that I think it kind of fits for this time frame. So yeah, to me, Weapons is a see it. And I'm being bold with this, Taylor, but yeah, maybe my favorite movie of the year.
Wow. I anticipate the next couple weeks after our special guest episode, I anticipate probably reviewing scary movies now until November.
That's my plan. That's honestly my plan. It is to just review as many scary movies and watch as many scary movies as possible, including I'm really interested to see the final Conjuring movie.
Yes.
So that'll be
we are definitely going to coordinate reviewing that. I wanted to see it, as I was telling you, Mike, off air. I wanted to see it a couple weeks ago, and my theater doesn't have matinees during the week. So stay tuned. We will figure that out, and we're definitely going to review that. I know a lot of our fans will be looking forward to that review.
Definitely. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening, but also for coming back. We are back now after some much-needed time off, but we're back with weekly episodes. So we will be back next week with a special guest joining us. So stay tuned for that.
Go see some movies.
Thank you for listening to You Had Me at Skip It, a Soul One Arts Inc. podcast. This podcast is produced by Mike Shepard and Austin Spinner Summer. It is a project of Soul One Arts Inc. To learn more about Soul One and all the great work that Soul One is doing in the arts community, especially in film, theater, and other performing arts, visit soul1arts.ca. You can contribute to this podcast by visiting soul1arts.ca and going to the podcast tab. You'll find all the information on You Had Me at Skip It and how you can get your questions read on air each week. Thank you again for listening.